Behind the gates of the most famous mansion in television history, the truth was far messier than viewers ever imagined. Today, only one man from the Beverly Hillbillies is still alive. And at 88 years old, Max Baer Jr. is finally pulling back the curtain on what really happened behind the scenes, especially his complicated relationship with Irene Ryan. Was the tension between Jethro and Granny real, or was it all part of the act? After decades of silence, Baer is finally telling the truth. Maximilian Adalbert Baer Jr., best known as Jethro Bodine, became a household name in the early 1960s. His rise to fame came fast, bringing laughter, money, and opportunity, but also conflict, lawsuits, and long-lasting battles that followed him for the rest of his life. The timing of the Beverly Hillbillies couldn't have been more perfect. America was living through the civil rights movement and the Vietnam War, and audiences desperately needed escape. When the show premiered on CBS in 1962, it delivered exactly that. Within just 3 weeks, it became the #1 show in the United States. The premise was simple. A rural family from the Ozarks strikes oil and relocates to Beverly Hills. Critics mocked it as lowbrow humor, but audiences embraced it. Despite their lack of refinement, the Clampetts were portrayed as honest, kind, and morally grounded, often outshining the so-called elites around them. The show didn't just succeed, it reshaped television. It launched the rural sitcom genre and helped CBS earn the nickname the country broadcasting system. And at the center of it all was an ensemble cast that made the absurd feel real. Buddy Ebsen, Donna Douglas, Nancy Culp, Irene Ryan, Raymond Bailey, and Max Baer Jr. brought the Clampetts to life. Today, Baer is the last surviving member of that legendary group. On screen, Baer played the lovable but dim-witted Jethro Bodine, and even portrayed Jethro's twin sister Jethryn in drag. Irene Ryan played Granny, Jed Clampett's sharp-tongued mother-in-law. For decades, fans wondered whether the constant bickering between Jethro and Granny reflected real animosity. In a rare 2024 interview, Baer finally addressed it. According to him, the cast genuinely cared for one another. But that didn't mean they always got along. He compared their dynamic to a dog and a cat forced to share the same space. They argued, they snapped, they got on each other's nerves. And that, he said, was normal. Baer openly admitted that he sometimes yelled at Irene Ryan and annoyed Donna Douglas to the point of tears. At other times, Buddy Ebsen would lose patience with Baer and walk away mid-conversation. But despite the friction, there was loyalty. Baer made it clear that while the cast could argue among themselves, no outsider was allowed to criticize them. Ironically, Irene Ryan played a key role in Baer landing the part of Jethro in the first place. During auditions, the two tested on the same day. They went to lunch together where Ryan bought Baer martinis, something he wasn't used to drinking. Slightly drunk, Baer returned to the set and accidentally slammed into a doorframe during his audition. Embarrassed, he apologized to the door. That unscripted clumsiness sealed the deal. The producers knew instantly they had found their Jethro. Behind the scenes, the show nearly had a different name. The original pilot was filmed as the Hillbillies of Beverly Hills, but CBS shortened it before airing, creating a catchier and more iconic title. Even Jed Clampett's character was altered at Buddy Ebsen's insistence. He refused to play Jed as stupid, pushing writers to make him wise and grounded instead. The show almost wasn't set in California at all. Early discussions considered New York City, but cost concerns led Paul Henning to choose Beverly Hills, a decision that defined the series forever. The Clampett mansion itself became a problem. After the homeowner died, his widow leaked the address, causing fans to swarm the property and disrupt filming. Outdoor shots became nearly impossible. Real tension also existed off-screen between Buddy Ebsen and Nancy Culp, fueled largely by political disagreements. Arguments became heated, though never violent, and eventually faded without lasting bitterness. Some secrets were more surprising. Jethryn Bodine's voice wasn't Baer's at all. It was dubbed by Linda K. Henning, daughter of creator Paul Henning. And yes, nepotism never sounded so perfect. Legal drama followed several cast members. Donna Douglas sued Mattel in 2010 after a Barbie doll suspiciously resembled Ellie Mae without her consent. The case settled quietly in 2011. Baer himself became notorious for lawsuits. He purchased partial rights to Jethro and later sued CBS over a deal involving Jethro's Barbecue. Though he lost the case, it marked just one chapter in his long legal history. Despite being typecast after the show ended in 1971, Baer made one of the smartest pivots in Hollywood history. He moved behind the camera, producing and directing films that made him millions. Macon County Line grossed $30 million. Ode to Billy Joe earned $27 million and helped pioneer the use of hit songs as movie titles. He later won over $2 million suing ABC and even made a fortune licensing Beverly Hillbillies-themed slot machines for casinos. Today, Max Baer Jr.'s estimated net worth sits around $50 million. He outlived the show. He outlived the cast. And now, decades later, he's finally telling the truth about the mansion, the memories, the fights, and the friendships that made the Beverly Hillbillies one of television's most unforgettable legends.